Okay, guys, I just had like this 70-year-old woman hear me talking at my job. I came outside, she starts talking to me. I was telling the girls that I hurt my wrist with my bike riding. And, it is how you're going to be stronger, ladies. It is. But she goes, what are you driving? And I told her, she's like, oh yeah, that's a big bike. And she's like, isn't there like a fat boy out there so that can help you better with balance and this and that? And I'm thinking this woman is like in her 70s talking motorcycles with me. That was a nice surprise. That was funny. I do thrive around other people to a point, and then I need my time to myself. So I do think I'm like an introvert most of the time, but there are times that I really enjoy being around others, and that's my extrovert side. So I think you can be both. I don't know what portion is what. I would say maybe, if I took a guess, maybe 60-40. 60 introvert, maybe 40% extrovert. So that was funny. But yeah, I have the craziest work situation. So my boss is like, hey, last week this person doesn't want this account anymore. I need the keys. I'm like, here you go. And he's like, I'm not saying it's you. I don't know what the problem is. There was no communication. So then today I get a text. Do you still want this account? Because they're actually giving us a 30-day notice. So we went from no idea, no communication, to now a 30-day notice that they are going to close the account. And I'm like, no, they can pick someone else that might make them happier. And he's like, well, I said, maybe you can save the account with somebody else. And he's like, no, it is a done deal. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. You can do it. And yeah, so I don't know what that was. And then the other thing is, this is really strange. And this is where I have a very big pro-life channel here. I'm going to be growing it even more, and getting on pro-life stuff and put my marriage stuff under my marriage stuff. So I was at the home show. I'm thinking I might see someone over there I know. I was at the home show and I was sharing my business where once I get going, I will be having a social impact to help moms, because there's not enough help out there. And I have had, every time I mention my social impact, people like, that's an amazing idea. That's great. So they're like, no, there's not enough help. There's not. And I'm like, no, there's not, and we preach pro-life, but where's the help, right? So I had a situation at a church reach out to me last week. They're like, hey, you were nominated for a Thanksgiving basket. There'll be a gift card in there. Let us know if we can do anything else for you. Okay? So I go, well, actually, yeah, I could use help with this, and this. And they're like, well, we don't help with that. And I said, well, you say you're pro-life, you preach it, but you don't want to help. I said, you just got, as a church, $10 million that was given to you, $350,000 that was given to you. And I said, I think it's pretty hypocritical when a church preaches pro-life, but you don't want to help people, right? I just lost some work. I lost work because I was sick. And then another cleaning company, I don't know what happened. And when I say I lost work, that doesn't mean I have, gone down to one job. I am keeping jobs. But these substitute jobs, they don't pay the rent. They just don't, because they're on and off, right? Even a flagging job I was going to take last week, and they had gotten someone right away. So they already had someone. But I'm like, this is what you preach, but you don't want to help. So then I get this email this morning, and it was, oh, I hope you had a nice weekend, Melissa. And, if you want to talk to the pastor about this, about what you just said, you're welcome to. And I'm like, well, actually, you asked me if there was anything I needed. I told you, and if you don't really want to hear it, then why are you asking? If you really don't want to help, then why are you asking? So, So yeah, I said, if you ask me something, I am going to tell you exactly what I think. And so I didn't hold back. And why should I? I mean, is there a reason why I should hold back? I'm like, oh yeah, and also I could use help with this in this car that the engine went, because of my husband. Churches are supposed to help guys, and they just don't help enough. They really don't. And yes, there is some help there, but there are to, I even said, you're supposed to take care of people. Instead you pass it on to these organizations that don't help. They pass it on to people and they don't know where the money goes, and they say they help people that way. They're not really helping. So, it's actually the church's job to take care of widows. I would almost say those who are divorced are like a widow because you don't have your husband anymore. So, I didn't ask for this. I said, God has put me in this position for a reason. And when you don't want to help, it falls on you. Basically, it falls on you, not me. So, yeah. So, and there's not a lot of work here in Colorado. There just isn't. Not that I'm finding. Somebody told me the military bases have the jobs and their wives have the jobs. And so, I'm probably going to go outside of Colorado Springs now to find more work. And then, even maybe go back to New Hampshire for more work because there's just not enough work here. So I don't know how it's all going to pan out. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely churches have a responsibility. And they will try to blame it on you. They will try to say, well, did you go here and look for work? I'm like, you know what? I usually put in applications on a regular daily basis to make sure I have enough work. I'm usually looking for like 7 jobs at a time, guys, because I've been through stuff where anything can happen with a job. Anything. One argument with the boss has a hard day. The jobs are not like they used to be where there's like tons of jobs and you just get through the thick and the thin together. Not like that. So that is what I have to say, and I will be adding more pro-life stuff here because there's a lot to talk about I haven't gotten to yet. A lot in the news with the new abortion pill. So I did talk to another woman about my social impact, and she's like, I love that idea. So I said, well, I am going to be working toward a nonprofit, so that is what I will be doing too. So, I mean, I really probably should get going on also a nonprofit because that's where my heart is. So that's what I got, guys. Just not enough for women out there. Anything can happen, and if we're not building communities, even like I've seen businesses around here say, let's build Colorado. That was part of the point of my class for business, is to build businesses in Colorado. So we got to do more, guys, much more.